This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Kristen Gilreath, and Logan Storey. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Eric Reed as the newest member of our Patreon team. We want to also thank and acknowledge Ben Wilder, who increased his pledge over at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really appreciate it. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 9 and 10 of Winter's Heart.
Yeah, so chapter 9 is A Cup of Tea, and chapter 10 is A Plan Succeeds. Yeah, I love these chapters.
Yeah.
Great combination, great cliffhangers, great reveals, good little mystery.
I just, hate when everyone's being so stupid.
Or are they being brilliant? Are they being super smart?
Elaine and Nynaeve and Egwene?
Yep. I know what I said. I said it. Are they just playing it up?
Nope.
Okay. We'll get there. But first we got to get through the action sequence.
At some point we have to learn from our past experiences.
Yeah. So, what's funny too is a little while ago you asked me, is there anything that you ever totally forget happens in the book?
Yeah.
And I have to say, usually it's a no. I generally remember the gist of everything that happened, so I'm not usually shocked. But in this chapter with Dylan, I totally forget one part of her sequence here.
Oh.
And I'll bring it up when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
And
All
it made me laugh out loud. It was so good. Anyways,
okay.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Okay.
So I'm going to start us off with a fun fact, and you may have picked up in these chapters that peaches are poisonous in Randland.
Peach pits.
Yeah, well, no, peaches.
No.
So, okay, in Randland, peaches are poisonous. The entire peach.
Okay.
It's a thing.
Okay, but in this, they said peach pits.
The entire peach is poisonous.
Okay, I haven't got that.
The pit is the most deadly part.
Okay.
But anyways, it's a thing. So it's a funny little, ism that peaches are poisonous.
Okay.
We've actually heard it before.
Okay.
But anyways, there's some fun facts about it because peaches being poisonous in the Wheel of Time is based on the fact that in the real world, peach pits contain a chemical called cyanogenic glycosides, which, when broken down by the human body, release cyanide, which is poisonous.
Yeah.
So, there's a few fresh fruits that actually have a similar property. So, cherries, plums, peaches, nectarines, apricots.
Stone fruits.
Yeah.
There's a category.
Okay, I don't know that's what it's called. Yeah, I don't know enough about fruits. So.
Stone fruits.
Okay.
It's because their pit is like a stone.
Yeah, so a couple pits, if they're accidentally swallowed, typically it's not going to cause poisoning. The pits are more poisonous if they're ground up or crushed or the seeds are chewed.
That's the same as apple seeds.
Okay,
arsenic.
A lot. So
Yeah, you can make arsenic from a jillion apple seeds.
In mass quantities.
Yeah.
Anyways, so in the Wheel of Time, this, fact of peaches in the real world, it sort of evolved into the whole peach, the entire peach, being deadly. And some people had questions for Robert Jordan about it too. Wow. Because hey, why are the whole peaches poisonous? Do you just hate peaches or what's going on?
Did I just miss that?
I think maybe.
Okay, just didn't matter?
The whole peach is poisonous. Anyways, so Robert Jordan gave pretty much the exact same answer as I did. But at one point, Harriet added the detail that this is on par with the 18th century belief that tomatoes were poisonous.
Oh.
So I had to look that up too, because she's some people just have allergic.
Is it because of deadly nightshade?
No.
Because tomatoes are in the deadly nightshade family.
Yes. So there was suspicions of tomatoes being poisonous prior, but it was a European thing. So in the 1700s, a large percentage of Europeans feared the tomato, and the nickname for the fruit was poison apple, because it was thought that aristocrats got sick and died after eating them. But part of the truth is that the wealthy people used pewter plates that had high lead contents, and since tomatoes are acidic, they'd leach the lead from the plates, and then people would die. There's more to it than that, but as a general sense. But it's just funny that it's there's a whole thing about different fruits being poisonous. But in Randland, peaches, poisonous.
Okay.
The pit, more so.
Yeah.
Okay, don't go eating peaches in Randland.
Don't do it.
If you get teleported there, don't do it.
Don't.
Okay. Remember this.
All right.
Remember this conversation.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Now we can begin the fun.
Oh, good. Okay, so last time we were here, Elaine rode through the streets of Camelin.
Yes.
It
very
was
exciting.
relatively uneventful. When she got back to the palace, she learned that 2 of her competitors for the throne have escaped her hold on them.
Yep.
Vandine and the new kin novices are sure about who must be the Black Ajah within their group.
Mm-hmm.
The sea folk are now in charge of questioning the Damane and Suldam that Rand sent to Elaine from the Altara battle.
As a nice present.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's basically it.
That was it. A little bit of setup.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it's funny now, especially with the Damane and Suldam being here, all of the groups of channelers, like women channelers that exist, are now here and together.
Well,
for the most part.
Not the Sharans. There's Sharan channelers. Shara's a place.
Oh!
Come on.
I was thinking Shinarin when
No,
you said that. And I was
Shara,
like, well...
on the other side of the Aiel Waste.
Okay, those ones. But we have nothing, we don't know anything. So the ones we know about and have met.
And have had, like, the most contact. We've had, like, a couple touch points.
And the ones who are not connected to the tower, but that Egwene wants to be connected to the tower, are all now here in the palace.
Everybody's here. It's a party.
We're all here.
It's a party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so chapter 9 is called A Cup of Tea, and the chapter symbol is, drumroll, the Forsaken. Forsaken chapter symbol.
Which usually implies there's a Forsaken.
Yeah.
So, like, where's the Forsaken? Because, not technically.
Well, you know what? I'd say it's a Forsaken plot.
Okay, I will accept that. Based on what we get next chapter, I'll accept that,
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Or Master Nori
is actually Lanfear.
It
makes sense. I was going to say that. I don't want to spoil that for you.
Is Dylan actually Lanfear?
Actually Lanfear, both.
Is that what you remember?
She
you
switches.
forgot about that in her plotline?
No, she switches the mask, and it's like, boom, first she's Nori, then she's It's great.
So many. Everybody's Lanfear. It's been a while since I said that. I think I need to start bringing that back.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Okay, so Elaine's perspective. Elaine is back in her rooms now after all of that information getting.
Yeah.
She's getting changed because she's off to see Nori and then some merchants, and she wants
to
look
last time she didn't want to see Nori in the merchants.
Yeah, she didn't get there.
Yeah.
So now she's going to do that, and that's it.
She's got to look good.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a lot of jewelry.
I don't care about that.
Because a lot of it's, like, in pawn right now.
Yeah, we know.
Okay. It's not going well.
No. But she's going to head to her sitting room, and Nori is already there waiting for her, which is a bit of a surprise, but he's got important news.
Yes.
So, Nori starts breaking down all of this news. First and most important is that a large amount of alum has been found on one of Elaine's estates.
Yeah, it's a type of salt.
Salt?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not metal. It's a type of salt that's in the real world, too, used for, like, dyes, weaving, glass making, paper making.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know enough about, like, salt, but I Googled it because I didn't know what alum was.
Yes.
Type of salt.
Type of salt.
Not metal.
I would have assumed a type of made-up metal.
Well, aluminum, like, that's the obvious.
That's where my...
Not that. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
And there's different types of alums.
In England and different places, they say it very funny.
Aluminium.
That's right.
That's right, yeah.
That's right. But it's not that.
Make a dagger out of my aluminium.
Yeah, it's just alum.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is great news because that means money.
Money, yes. That's we found money, we can get money.
We got some money, and we're super broke. So
we can make the
news.
banks lend us money because it's like, hey, we're gonna have money.
Because we've got the alum.
Yeah, in the future. So, like, let me borrow that money so that we can fund the army.
Yeah.
And the school.
Which I have some thoughts on.
It's not a school yet.
Well, no. Yeah, everybody knows my thoughts on schools.
Okay.
Yeah, and the fact that this is just a cluster of inventors.
Just in bars. Like, they're basically, like, talking in pubs
now.
Right now because there is no...
All of that, I could care less about at this moment. What I do care about is what Elaine says about the academy...
Yeah.
That Rand is setting up all over the place. He's setting up a bunch of academies because he wants to leave something behind.
Yeah.
This is his endeavor.
Yeah.
And Elaine's like, No.
Not anymore. It's not.
It's mine.
Yeah.
This is not Randall Thor Academy. This is the Academy of the Rose in memory of Morgase Tricand.
Yeah.
This is my academy now.
Yes.
And Elaine.
Rude.
No.
Rude.
You can't.
He already has a way better one in Kyrian.
This is his.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
You can't.
I agree with you.
I understand
Yeah.
her point about everything, wanting Rand out of here. She wants to do everything herself, whatever. I get it.
Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
You can't just take his
Well,
school.
first off, he heard about the flags being taken down, and it's like, whoa. And now if he finds out about the school, it's going to be like double whoa.
Well, it's just rude. You're right.
Yeah.
It's rude. This is his thing.
I get it.
She can't just steal all his things.
I know people are going to be coming to the defense of Elaine, too, and, like, this is why she's doing it. But, you know,
get your own
the
podcast.
Randall Thor School for Morgase memory and teaching people how to read good and want to learn how to do other stuff good too. Yeah, it's like just like be like the Randall Thor wing. I don't know.
No way.
Yeah.
No way, no how is Elaine doing that.
There's ways we could go about this.
I don't know. Rude.
Yeah, anyways.
Okay, anyway.
That's the most important.
This leads to the second piece of news.
Yeah.
That the White Tower has issued a proclamation acknowledging Randall Thor as the Dragon Reborn, offered him protection and guidance, and says nobody can talk to him except for us.
Yeah, we saw that last book.
And we knew that, right?
Yeah, we saw Alviarin making Elida sign that order.
That's right.
Yeah, so there is a little bit of back and forth about the money.
Maybe that's the Forsaken, because we know that Alviarin's orders are coming from Masana.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of the Forsaken.
It could be. It's such a little piece of the information here, and Nori does have a bit of a conversation about, like, oh, there is some money from Kyrian, but, like, do we want to have that tacked back to us because of this whole proclamation, and now we're, like, working with the Dragon Reborn, not through the tower.
Rand, isn't going to accept that offer, but then Nori's like, maybe he already did.
Based on some of my sources, he may have already done that, based on something that someone said in Kyrian.
Plus...
Yeah, it's basically Lane's getting caught up to speed on all the things. So there was the attack on the Sun Palace.
Yep.
And it could have been anybody. Aes Sedai, maybe Ashman, maybe Forsaken. Rand's apartments were destroyed. He's vanished. He might be gone to Tar Valon, or dead, or who knows. Mm-hmm. But anyways.
That's it.
That's the news.
That's what it is.
Nori doesn't think that Rand is dead.
No, he's like, I met that guy. That guy's not dead.
Probably not dead. Yeah.
Took a lot to kill that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Elaine, for sure, doesn't believe that he's going to submit himself to Elida because, like, he's a stubborn dick.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he's not going to do that.
No, but Elaine is not privy to the whole capture business.
No. Mm-mm. Yeah. Mm-mm. She has to get caught up to speed on more things, but...
That's true.
It's interesting because, like, she goes through all the possibilities in her head, too, and she thinks that, like, worst-case scenario about this attack would it be, like, it would be coming from the Ashaman.
Yes.
Because she's like, oh, no, his... creation has turned against him.
Yeah, and we know that kind of maybe
a little bit of that.
Yeah, it was certainly part of that.
Yeah.
If not all.
It wasn't maybe not completely, but like definitely part.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was the worst.
That's the worst.
Anyways.
Elaine also gets a summary on the rest of the information that Nori has for her, and some of it's old and mostly not important at all. Yeah,
the biggest things, so Tyr has sea folk ships coming through. There's rumors that the sea folk fought the Shanshin, but Nori doesn't think like that's true. It's all rumors. Ilian's quiet and full of Rand soldiers. We saw that. The Queen of Saldea is still in her long retreat in the country. The Queen of Kandor hasn't been seen in Chachin. The King of Shinar is supposedly in the Blight border somewhere.
Yes. We're about to learn where they actually all are.
Yeah, and we saw them. We know that they're not there, and we know they're all together.
Yeah, no.
And then we also get the little tidbit about King Roadran of Mirandi is gathering nobles, and there's like the worry of the two big armies camped near the border.
Yeah.
And we know that that's kind of a timestamp for where Egwene is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then next chapter we get Egwene saying, I'm in Mirandi.
Yes.
So then we get a...
So at this point in time, if we weren't sure yet if Egwene is left, she is not.
And I wasn't, and I asked.
Yeah.
I asked the gods for a timestamp.
There you go.
And they delivered here for me.
And we also saw the King Rodran stuff from Talmanis' conversation with Egwene.
I was going to say, this whole King Rodran thing is the band of the Red Hand, right? Like, they're with him?
Maybe partially not. Tel'aran'rhiod isn't going to get, caught up into anything they don't want to get caught up into.
Yeah, but it sounded like I had predicted that maybe it was almost part of Tel'aran'rhiod's plan.
And it could be. It could be.
I thought he had come up with that.
Yeah.
So, okay. There's one more point that Nori here forgets.
Yeah, in quotes, forgets.
I forgot to mention this.
Oh.
It's because he's like, when he's talking about the King Rodran stuff.
Yeah.
Egwene has told Elaine in Tel'aran'rhiod about what's happening there.
Yes.
And then Elaine has information for Nori.
Yeah.
That
so she knows more than he does.
He didn't have, and then he was impressed by her.
Yeah.
And so now he's sharing some more information. Like, that's what it kind of seems like.
It could be.
That's how Elaine is interpreting the situation.
She is. Yeah, she is. And I mean, we know the King Rodran stuff. Like, the point that she brings up is that he's not a threat to Andor. King Rodran is trying to take over Brandy for himself. Because we know it's just like a collection of little nobles.
So what he forgot to mention...
Yeah.
Is that Elaine's intention to claim the Sun Throne is pretty well known throughout Andor and Cairhien.
Yeah, well, she has lots of support from the Cairhien. And she has
lots of support in Cairhien. And they're talking openly about coming to support Elaine's claim
in Andor. So that she can go back and
also
take
have
Cairhien.
The Sun Throne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is bad.
And Elaine's like, that would be a disaster.
That would be very bad. We know. Don't bring in foreign armies to conquer your own country.
Yes.
People don't like that.
No. But we also don't want to insult and offend the people who are supporting me.
But also, if you're Elaine, just recruit all the foreigners into a new army, and because that's basically what she's doing right now.
That's part of it.
That's part of it, which is also not great, which is the point of the, we need to be cautious part of Elaine's recruitment plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the plan is send a letter.
Yeah.
To every major house in Cairhien saying, thanks so much.
Super appreciate it.
Definitely coming.
Yep.
Gonna be there soon.
Yep.
Dealing with some stuff here first.
Yeah, you sit tight. I'll be right over.
Soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then Nori ends up leaving and tells Elaine he reminds her of Morgaze.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but like in these two chapters, this first half or 3/4 of this first chapter is just Nori and Elaine catching each other up to speed on world events that we already know.
Which is really,
Yeah, like we already know.
And reminders for us.
A little bit.
Because a lot of the stuff he's talking about didn't happen in this first half of the book.
Yeah.
So this is recap.
A little, yeah,
but
it is. It is. A little bit of recap.
It's recap. It's getting a character caught up to speed to help us remember what's happening.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So now, at this point, 3 maids come in with meal choices for Elaine.
Yeah.
We get some big descriptions of her options. And, she
goes for the soup.
She does. It's
broth.
It's problematic.
Is it?
Yes.
Why?
I've had some people chat with me about how this kind of thing in books is very problematic.
Okay.
Because it has Elaine deciding that she shouldn't eat food.
Yeah.
That's like heavy. Mm-hmm. That's big. A lot of food, a lot of calories, whatever.
Get sleepy.
Get sleepy, but also get fat.
Okay. Doesn't help that Avienda, just like a couple chapters ago, was like, oh, you eat...
fatty. You eat... Exactly.
You eat sweets like a little piggy.
Also, that was part of some of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because that in itself is also problematic.
Yes.
The fact that she's not allowed to eat candy, the fact that she's gobbling it down and then feels guilty about it, and then the fact that she has these other yummy choices and chooses the clear broth and tea... And then tells herself, oh, it's because I don't want to be foggy later, and also I need to fit into my dresses.
Yes.
So it's like, it is problematic.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And like, it makes sense for me in Elaine's point of view that she has some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not great.
Yeah, it's not.
And could be triggering for some people reading.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Absolutely.
Have dealt with some of the same issues.
Now, I don't want to make light of the situation, but
she's about to be poisoned?
The bigger problem with the meal isn't the broth.
Yeah.
It's the tea.
It's how predictable it is.
What? Really?
Yeah.
You really? Cause...
No. Never mind.
Okay.
It's how predictable Elaine is.
Ooh, okay.
That they knew exactly what she was going to pick to eat.
Yeah.
And drink.
Yeah.
that
the tea kind of seemed like that was going to be a thing
no,
anyways.
she chose it. There was like other options. There were all sorts.
Okay.
There was spiced wine. There were other options for her.
Oh.
There were lots of options, but
Gotcha.
she's so predictable.
She is and we've gotten that she's predictable in the next chapter when they're like, you do the same thing every day.
And you don't have a bodyguard.
And no bodyguards.
Except, you know what's a really good idea? You know who you should put in charge of your bodyguard?
Dylan?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No, you should
Not
put Dylan in charge.
Dylan?
Dylan in charge. I'll show you why in a second. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
All
right. Anyway, so Elaine sits down. She can't eat much of her meal of clear broth and tea, but she's having some sips of her super minty tea, which honestly I didn't pick up on. I forgot.
No, I know. That's,
Okay, you forgot? You knew that I was going to forget to watch out for minty tea?
Yes, because because we saw minty tea in a not fork root setting before.
Yeah.
And I pointed it out, and you missed it then too. So I figured you'd miss it again.
Thought you thought maybe I listened and remembered.
No, okay, that's sweet.
No, you thought I was gonna miss it.
Yeah, no.
As soon as she starts getting too sleepy,
and she's like, I should drink more of this tea to make me less sleepy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
then I was like, no.
This is proof also that mint is the worst flavor.
Mint is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like a peppermint tea.
You're gonna offend a whole lot of people, but mint is just like leave it out.
Leave it in toothpaste and candy canes.
Yeah.
Gum.
No, yeah, not even in candy canes. Like
what?
Yeah.
You don't like a peppermint candy cane?
No, it's like the most boring of flavors.
No, it is not. It's spicy.
Yeah, and I know what you're gonna say. It's like, oh, I love spearmint.
I do love spearmint.
I hate those are the worst candy canes.
What about you chew gum?
Yeah. Not spearmint gum.
What?
When have I ever had spearmint gum?
I know you chew gum.
Yeah, I do. Not spearmint.
Oh, I love spearmint.
Gross. Oh my god. Okay. That's not the important part of this.
It's the best mint. Okay.
No, it's
anyway,
not.
At this point, Dylan storms in.
Yeah. Very important news.
And announces that there's an army in Bram Wood. It's nothing like they've seen since the Aiel War. It's men from Arafel, Kandor, Shinar, and probably one other place too, right?
Well,
I thought there were 4.
There are.
4 borderlands.
Saldea. Yeah. She just doesn't mention it here.
Okay, but there's tens of thousands of them.
So many.
Thousands.
We know those guys.
Yeah,
we know them.
I wondered where they were.
Yeah, here they are. Yeah.
So Dylan is super unsettled about this news. What are Borderlanders doing here? What's going on? Elaine gets super sleepy, drinks more tea.
Yeah.
It's probably Rand. Just blame everything on Rand.
And she's not wrong,
I know.
probably. Like, everything has to do with Rand.
Yeah.
All the time, it's always Rand.
Yeah. But Dylan seems to think that she means Rand has sent them to help Elaine.
Yeah. And then she's like, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
No.
That's probably not it.
That's definitely not it. And Elaine is yawning again, and then she suddenly stares into her cup and thinks, oh no, minty tea.
Oh yeah, I know. It's so good. And so many, and the yawning, and she starts yawning, and then it's like,
she tries to put her cup down, but misses the saucer and spills the tea.
Yeah.
And she thinks, fork root.
Got me. Not again. I hate it.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so now's the action sequence. This is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so she tries to grasp beside her, obviously can't.
Yeah.
She can feel Brigida in the back of her mind.
Yeah,
so and she tries to fill the bond with fear and panic.
Yeah, like stuff that bond in your brain. Be like, oh my god.
Come get me.
Yeah.
Come help.
So hopefully.
Dylan realizes something's happening.
So this is actually a very interesting dynamic because Elaine's immediate thought process when she's poisoned, she thinks that it's Dylan
who did that. Yeah.
So then when Dylan realizes something's up, and after Elaine says, get help, I've been poisoned, she, stands up and grabs her knife.
And grabs a knife. And then Elaine is like, oh no, she's going to stab me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that's when the servant pops his head in, and so Elaine's like, oh, good, Dylan's not going to kill me if there's
a servant.
Yeah, in front of a servant. So it's actually, a really funny dynamic of what Elaine's thought process is originally. Yeah.
Well, and it kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is Dylan part of this?
That's been my question the entire time. It's like, oh, do we trust Dylan? And Elaine, the entire time, has been, on edge
wary
about her.
of Dylan.
Yeah. Is she just, biding her time for the right moment to take me down? Yeah. So.
Okay, but the man who's coming in draws a long knife, and then 2 more men come in, and Elaine's like, no, I'm not gonna die like a kitten in a sack, and she pushes herself to her feet, but she's
respectable,
super groggy.
Yeah. And
then Dylan starts howling, murder, guards, murder. Yeah. And then she picks up a chair and
this is the part. I forgot, because in my mind, Dylan is like an older, not frail, but like she's a little bit of an older, more experienced lady. But here, she picks up a chair and whips it at the assassins.
And knocks him out.
Takes 2 of them down, and then like goes to town with her knife.
Let's think about chairs in this sitting room.
Yeah.
It's probably not like a wobbly folding chair from Elaine's tent.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's not like a flimsy, wimpy chair.
Not like a lawn chair or something. It's like a heavy...
like a solid, gilded...
Yes.
Armchair thing.
So like she has to probably pick it up by the back of it and like do a twist and spin toss maybe.
Yeah, throw with your back.
Get some distance. She's got the height advantage, so like good for her. But I forgot that she whips a chair first. Like I know she defends Elaine, but in my brain.
Okay, of all the things to have forgot, like.
I love it. That's why she should be in charge of the guard.
This is such a tiny thing. I thought you would forgot that like Dylan comes in and.
No, I remember Dylan defends her. That's a pretty big plot point.
You have, that's
the
just kind of thing I would forget.
Okay,
I wouldn't forget that like Dylan was here when this happened.
The chair toss.
It's
great.
That's what you forgot.
Anyways,
I'm less excited about that.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was going to be a big thing. I thought you forgot maybe like the David Hanlon thing.
Oh, God, no. No.
I thought it was going to be a pretty big thing you forgot. That's like exciting for me that you didn't know something.
This was fun. This was good. Anyways. Poor Dylan not a good knife fighter.
No, she goes down.
Yeah, so that's sad. Doesn't die.
Doesn't die. We learn that.
Okay.
But I think she's dead here.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
because she was lying, motionless, on the floor, bleeding out.
Yes, that makes sense.
So I thought for sure she was dead. And I was like, okay, casualty, someone who supported Elaine, not great for Elaine.
Yeah.
But this type of casualty in this setting makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And then next chapter... Whoop, not dead. I went,
cool. Healing exists as a magical healing.
I know, but like by the time someone gets to them, she's bled out.
Yeah, I get it.
I just thought Dylan as a casualty here made sense.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And then, nope, though.
Gonna kill off Dylan? You kidding me?
Yeah, sure.
After the chair toss? No.
Yeah, exactly.
She lives forever.
It turns out.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's the whole thing. It's a fight. There is... a man who's coming.
So the guy who doesn't get knocked down by the chair
gets
and falls into the other guy.
Thrust like through his back.
Yeah, sword. It's a sword.
It's a sword thrust through his back, through his chest. It's a whole thing. He goes down. Elaine's almost unconscious, and she's basically just sending out vibes.
Okay, so
to try to get Avienda and Brigida.
The specifics are very important for this chapter.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like super muddled because Elaine's thoughts are muddled.
I mean, it's a little bit muddled. So
break it down. Then.
Okay, so we got Dylan taking down 2 guys with the chair, and then the one guy still standing comes up to Elaine. He's super cautious because, like, clearly they don't know if she can channel or what. So he goes up to stab her, gives a nod. He's like, "Okay, I got this." And then that's when the sword goes through his chest.
Do you think that he knew he was going to die? Do you think he was part of... because this is...
Don't ask me.
Because we learned...
What do you think?
Yeah, because we learned that this Melon... What's his name?
Mellar. So then, like, Elaine looks up and sees another one of the assassins are dead.
Guardsmen, right?
Yeah. So, no. So she says another one of the assassins dead, and then she sees a guardsman, dressed as a guardsman, like... wrestling basically with the last assassin. And then she blacks out.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what we see.
Yeah.
Great cliffhanger for a chapter. If we had have ended here, I feel like for the episode that would have been like good to get predictions.
Yeah, it would have been good to get predictions about what's happening here.
Yeah. If you can
right away
take us back a little bit.
Yeah. And in the first little bit of explanation in the next chapter, that's when I started making some predictions.
Okay.
So maybe we can get to it then. If we had ended here, I don't know how much I would have had because I was a little bit confused about what was even really happening.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So we're going to move into the next chapter, but first let's take a really quick break.
Yeah.
And then we'll come on back.
All right.
Okay, so we're back with chapter 10, A Plan Succeeds.
Yes.
And the chapter symbol is the Tel'aran'rhiod symbol.
Yeah, the ring. Yeah.
Every time. Okay, here's where I'm going to give you predictions.
Okay.
In a little bit.
A little bit of time to digest that. the thought process.
Well, I need to hear the perspective of Brigida and Elaine.
Okay.
When Brigida's breaking down for Elaine what happened.
Okay.
And then that's when I start to really understand, who's who and kind of what's happening. And I think, ooh, okay. So Dylan lived.
Yeah.
And here we open the chapter with Elaine opening her eyes. It's dark. She doesn't really know where she is and what's going on. Because my initial thought of the whole Elaine being drugged situation is, here we go again.
Oh, like she's going to get kidnapped and wake up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, she's here because Brigida made it to her after all the, quote, assassins were killed.
Right. We don't know the exact time frame of that, but...
No, we don't.
She got there at some point, probably.
Yeah, and then we also get that Nynaeve has given her something to sleep because the hangover from Forkroot apparently is really bad as it gets out of her system. So we get Brigida breaking down for Elaine what happened.
Yes, yeah.
And Elaine says, I think Dylan proved her loyalty today, and I think I have toe towards her. And then that's when we learn Avienda's here sitting on the floor. And she's like, whatever, if you think you do, then I guess you do. But, like, you had reason to doubt her, so not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I always, like, there could be a second interpretation was Elaine saying that she has toe because Dylan essentially sacrificed her life to save her.
Yeah, there's more going on here than just like,
But it seems like the biggest part is that she doubted that Dylan was loyal to her, and that's where the toe is, due, so. Right.
And then a quick little recap about the bond between Brigida versus the bond between Avienda and Elaine and how they're different, but then...
Brigida's kind of like adopted Avienda as like a second younger sister, sort of.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're all together.
It's all a thing that's happening. And they've also told Avienda who Brigida is.
Yes.
So that's a thing.
She is actually Brigida.
Brigida.
Yeah.
All right. Now we get Brigida showing the assassin's daggers and saying that they were not trying to kidnap Elaine, they were trying to kill her.
Yes.
It was a murder plot.
Yeah. So here's where we kind of get into the muddled stuff.
Right, because we have Mellar, the guard.
The guardsman who came in at the last moment.
And he killed him, and it was almost like this crazy thing where he throws his sword, and it's, oh my goodness, lucky enough for Ta'Veren. Or something like that. But it's like, no, this obviously was a big plan.
Okay, explain that to me. I just want to make sure you understand what's going on here.
Okay.
So number one, Mellar, Doylan Mellar, is in fact... David Hanlon. The
that
super
guy.
violent guy who is a super bad dark friend who we've seen a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So, he is...
Well, and the last time we saw him... He was getting orders from, what's her name, Cheyenne.
Lady Cheyenne, yes.
And she was like, how do you want a queen?
Yes.
And he was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
we had some speculation with, like, who's the queen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So not only spies, but also bad guys.
Yes, definitely.
Dark friends and bad guys.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
We don't learn the David Hanlon reveal
till the very end.
To the very last sentence.
I had an emotional reaction.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you know?
No.
You had no idea?
No. So, but in this moment when they're like, oh my god, this Mellar guy, he totally saved your life. And Elaine's like, oh my goodness, he needs to be rewarded. I was like, hackles went up.
Oh, really?
Like that feeling, I was like, this guy's no good.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, no way, this guy just happened to be here.
Well, you know what's also bad? There's 4 identical daggers.
Yeah.
1 is poisoned.
Yeah.
There's only 3 assassins. Why would 3 assassins have 4 identical daggers?
Oh. And they don't reason that out?
No, well, why is 1 the super poisonous one? And you could speculate, like, you have... Because Elaine tries to come up with this plan.
She tries to come up with this dumb plan. She's like, oh, this is complicated. And it's like, yes, it's complicated because that's stupid and there's no way that
4 recruits so I can't channel, 2 men to hold me on my feet, while a 3rd puts the poison dagger in me.
Why would anybody need to hold you on your feet if they're just going to stab you and you've been fork-rooted?
Yeah. it's kind of like it's overly complicated, but I mean we can kind of like reason out now that we know that Mellar is
bad guy.
David Hanlon. This is clearly like a set up plan by him.
Yeah.
Send in 3 assassins to be like, hey, kill the queen, and then he doesn't necessarily tell them that, hey, I'm gonna murder you.
I'm gonna save her from you.
I'm gonna because obviously they don't go in knowing they're gonna die today.
Well, that's what I was thinking too, because maybe the one guy who was going in and was like going slowly and was kind of hesitant.
Yeah.
Maybe did know that Mellar was going to come in and, quote, try to stop him.
Okay.
But maybe he didn't think it was going to be like
I'm going to murder you?
I'm going to murder you.
Yeah, I'm going to murder all 3 of you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it
maybe,
makes sense.
Because the fact, like, why would he go in and, like, kind of go slow motion and look unsteady about this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's the whole thing when they're describing the story, Brigida says, hey, it's easy to reach you because everyone knows you do the same thing every day.
Yeah.
So maybe we should switch up your routine, number 1.
Yeah.
But she also mentions that, hey, it's lucky that the first guy to reach you didn't have this poison dagger made of peach pits ground up or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. But good thing he didn't have that poison dagger because one stab with that and you'd be dead no matter what.
Yeah.
Right? So it makes more sense that David Hanlon brought in the poison dagger because he still has to kill 3 guys, which is a feat.
Yeah.
So you'd want to have a really good poison dagger where you really only got to nick somebody to take them down, right? So it kind of makes more sense because the story
title
goes,
"A Plan Succeeds."
David Hanlon's
plan succeeded.
Yes, at the very end, he's like, my plan went and maybe better than he thought it was gonna go.
Yeah.
Because like he clearly goes in there to like be the knight in shining armor, the hero who saves the queen.
Right.
But I don't necessarily.
And then gets closer to the queen.
But then he gets put in front of the like a top chain of the bodyguard, which probably wasn't what he was expecting because that's just crazy.
It's insane.
But he wanted to at least have that hero status.
Yeah.
Anyways, super suspicious.
Yeah, it's lucky that Mellar happened to be walking by and heard a man cursing in your rooms.
Like, what?
Yeah, no, and then Brigida goes, lucky enough for a Ta'veren, and this is like the whole thing, right? People are like, oh, Elaine and Egwene and Nynaeve, they're all Ta'veren too, probably, and it's like, maybe to an extent, they definitely pull, their own threads in certain ways, but...
Yeah, it's not the same. This is
not luck for a Ta'veren. This is a super sketchy plan that clearly went exactly right. And even in this moment, I was like, no, this wasn't lucky. This guy is sketchy. But I didn't link, like, who he might be.
For sure,
I thought he's just Mellar, a sketchy guy.
It's kind of funny, but the guard, Mellar, is described with an axe face, a hatchet face, a couple of times in these 2 chapters before we get the reveal. And when Min first sees him, because she has the viewing of David Hanlon, with Rand when they're in the forest before the Fane
He's
incident.
the guy who has a viewing of bruises, right? Or bruise colors?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And Min's like, he's super violent and gonna do violence, which makes a lot of sense now, obviously. But he's described in that chapter as like an axe-faced guy. So if you were really looking at the axe faces...
Yeah, there's a few people. Like hints. The Leandrin one is very specific.
Yeah.
The... Mordeth or Ordeath or
Fane.
It's very specific, but yeah. Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, I can't read Rictus Snarl the same.
I know. Yeah. Anyways, on the good side of things, Elaine agrees now to have a bodyguard.
I should have a bodyguard. Yeah. A small one though. 20 women.
Yeah, well, that's Brigida's plan.
Yeah,
and also probably more than that.
Yeah, and also because they can go in and watch her bathe.
Yeah,
they can be around her at all times.
It's a Rand and the Maiden situation where it's like, oh, I can have a guard. Okay, here's 100.
Yeah,
he's like, as many as you can get in 5 minutes, and then they come like jumping through windows.
Away from them.
Yeah,
because you're in danger.
People are gonna try to kill you.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy that I was like, yes, you should have a bodyguard. You're stupid for not having a bodyguard. And then something happened. Yeah. I thought I was gonna be like really hard on Elaine.
Yeah.
And then, like, nothing would happen.
Immediately
something happened.
Yeah.
All right, and then we get this breakdown on this guardsman guy.
Yeah.
Cold-hearted fellow. He smiles a lot. He's a gross pig.
Yeah, it's not great.
And I mostly don't really care about any of this, like, when it's being described.
Yeah, the important part...
However, now we know who he is.
Yeah, the important part is it does seem like, David Hanlon didn't just show up today in a guard uniform.
Yes,
he applied became a
He got
lieutenant
in,
with
yeah.
Brigida. He got that position
And
because he
Brigida
is
was
good.
like impressed by his skills.
He's like kind of like
Yeah.
maybe like not the best guy, but he's good with a sword. So
we
like
need some sort of dark friend radar
yeah,
weave or something.
okay.
Yeah,
What are
start
you
coming up
looking
with
for?
that. If I was an Aes Sedai,
Sure.
I
sure.
would create
Yeah.
a dark friend identifier.
And what do you identify? Just like their inner thought process?
Either that or like their aura. Like you
yeah,
just like
okay.
sense, ooh, this is bad guy.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, it's magic.
It's totally.
I can probably
There's rules you have to follow, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
background checks.
That would make, actually, that would be better. That would be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. His story's like a little bit shaky, but...
We're like,
because apparently he
whatever.
fought for Morgase during her succession, which was
But
like...
he like was a child.
Maybe, debatably, but he
Yeah.
knows the right answers, so it's like, it's okay.
Anyway,
But he did, in
Elaine
fact,
is like,
work his way up here.
he should have a suitable reward, a promotion to captain and command of my bodyguard.
Why not? So this
and
is what I was going to
Nynaeve
say.
immediately thinks this is crazy.
Well, here's the thing. That's what I want to say. Or is Elaine just like playing 4D chess here and super smart, and she's
No.
like, she suspects him.
No, not even a little bit does Elaine suspect this guy. She is like, wow, I really like this guy. He really proved his loyalty to me.
Okay.
I'm for sure gonna trust him a
Yeah,
lot.
trust. Yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing is, Nynaeve here doesn't like him, not because she suspects him of being an evil
Sure.
person, but because he grabs women's butts
Yeah.
and sleeps with women.
Yeah.
So that's why Nynaeve doesn't like him. She's like, oh, sure, have him close enough to grab your butt.
Yeah. I guess if that's what you want.
Disgusting, right? It's not even like, oh, he's super nefarious.
Yeah.
You should watch out.
Well, the
It's
reason.
super convenient he was here. Like, nobody is using any critical thinking skills.
Yeah. So that I was gonna say maybe.
Especially in this world where everybody is just like constantly freaking evil.
I want to try and change your mind, possibly, or maybe just like plant a little bit of a nugget here. So when they're talking about this, Brigida asks like, "Hey, Elaine, do you want to keep this assassination attempt a secret?
No,
Do you want people to know?
Let everybody
Let
know.
everyone know. Yeah. And, let everyone know someone tried to murder me, but haha, I'm still alive, and Captain Mellor saved me."
Tell everybody he's a
gonna be great.
hero.
Yes, but she does say keep the poison part a secret, just in case someone slips up on something they shouldn't know. So that's what I was saying, is she like actually maybe one step ahead, because she's clearly planting the whole, don't talk about the poison, someone might drop the poison dagger, and it's like, oh, how did
All right,
you know?
I'll take the bait.
How did you know? Okay.
For once in my life,
Sure.
I am going to pretend
that
I think
okay.
that Elaine
is super smart.
is smart.
And knows what's going on.
And knows how to, because
Okay.
she's trying super hard.
Yeah.
And she's got these tactics, and some of the things she's doing is not the worst. So you know what? Sure.
Okay.
For the sake of nothing, Elaine
You could have
can
like
have a plant here.
have like an Omerna Balwer situation where it's like, oh, he's the spy master, but secretly Balwer's a spy master. So it's like this guy, Doylan, I hate his first name. Sorry for anyone who has Doylan as their first name in real life. Anyways,
Well, it sounds like doily.
it does. It sounds like doily. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it properly. Anyways,
Probably
Mellor, put him as the captain of the bodyguard, but secretly someone else is the real captain.
No,
Okay,
that's not this.
maybe that's what they should
And
do.
also, what you're alluding to, it's also not that. But
That
I'm
is what
just,
you're gonna-
I'm playing
you're gonna go
along.
with.
I'm
Okay.
playing along.
I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is kind of like the Samael being dead situation.
Right.
Like I said it because
Yeah.
probably at some point somebody should
Is
die.
Samael dead?
I don't think he is. But the thing is, I have to pretend he is.
Yeah, of course.
Because of I have to take a hard stance.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's just gonna like come back in the last book, and then it's like boom.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe he's Nori.
Perfect. Love it.
Okay.
Makes sense. Anyways, there's no time to worry about this whole assassination
We got a
thing,
lot going on. Let's get to
because
Tel'aran'rhiod.
There's a meeting to be
There's
had.
a coffee date at Starbucks in Tel'aran'rhiod. Let's go.
Yep. Okay.
I'll have a sugar cookie oat latte, please.
Perfect. I love it.
That's my new holiday one.
Is
I
it?
really like it.
Oh, it's a real drink.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty sweet, but like
Yeah, it sounds sweet. Sugar cookie,
It's pretty
something,
great.
something.
it's pretty great. Because I'm not a peppermint mocha person. You know, people love the peppermint mocha.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not for me. Don't put peppermint into my mocha.
Yeah. I
Sugar
agree.
cookie though.
Okay, that's
Super
okay.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, there's a back and forth because like Elaine just got poisoned, so maybe she should rest.
Maybe you should rest and not go into Tel'aran'rhiod. And she's like, I've been resting for I don't even know how long because of this.
Yeah.
And it looks to me like I'm going to rest for far longer.
Yeah.
Because of whatever Nynaeve is drugging me with.
Yes, and then Nynaeve's like, "Oh, I didn't drug you, but haha, I'm going to drink this tea." And then Aviendha...
No, it's wine. It's wine.
I don't even...
And
it
like,
doesn't even matter.
why do we have Nynaeve pretending that she didn't drug Elaine's wine?
Yeah. Well, there's also a whole behind-the-scenes thing here where Nynaeve didn't use healing. She used her herbs. Yeah. She didn't heal
because
her.
she knew she couldn't heal
Which
the
is like,
thing.
Maybe. We don't even know if that's how it works. But
she's all self-conscious about her own abilities because a bunch of the
kin are
outstripping
her now.
Good at healing.
Yeah. It's like, hey, Nynaeve, you're not the only person who can heal.
Being also good at
not
something.
The absolute best. You know what? I'm actually not the absolute best at literally anything.
You know what? It actually you're the absolute best at being my husband.
Oh, perfect. Zero competition. And you know, you're not...
I could have more.
I mean...
I don't. I could.
Fair.
But I don't because you're the best.
Awesome. There you go. Nailing it for now. Okay.
Good. You're supposed... That was the nice thing I said.
No time for this because then Aviendha gets mad at like Brigida for talking to Elaine some kind of way. And then Aviendha's like, you should act like a proper warder like Lan. And then Nynaeve's like, everybody shut up. If Elaine says she wants to go, then she can go to... And it's like, but you were the one who didn't want her to go in the first place, but now you're just like cool with it? I don't even know. It's a mess. It's a mess of an argument. It's not even the most important part of this chapter.
It's
this
stupid.
argument.
And it goes on and
Let's
on.
go to Tel'aran'rhiod so everybody can listen in on their super secret, not secret meeting.
Let's go where the eyes always watch me.
Yes.
The unseen eyes. Weird. It feels like I'm being watched.
I know. Crazy. You know how many times we've always heard that?
It's because people are watching you.
All the time. Because if you keep meeting in the exact same place in the magical dream world where anyone can find anywhere,
like
basically
go to the
at any
waste.
time.
Like literally go to the Aiel waste in the middle of freaking
You know
nowhere.
what? Go literally anywhere.
Go
Just
to the moon.
Don't
go
to
anywhere.
Go to Jupiter. Come on.
Go literally anywhere.
Oh man, no. Let's go to the same place for every meeting.
Yeah.
And then surprise, surprise, when more people than we even see are listening into our conversation.
Yeah.
I do like...
But even when we know people are listening to our conversation, we're just going to keep talking.
Yeah. Oh, man, we're not even there yet. Hold on. Because first off, Brigida and Aviendha are going to protect Elaine. And I actually think it's hilarious because Aviendha's like, knock twice, then once. Name yourself before you enter. Otherwise, I'll assume you're an enemy.
But you know what? Great.
Good system.
Good system, everybody.
And
Excellent.
but Elaine's thought process is like, oh, like that's reasonable. But it's like, you just almost got murdered. Like, stop being this person's like, overkill on the protection.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're about to like drink this sleepy drink.
you're
gonna be completely.
Yeah. Like, yes. Well, let's get like more guards in here too.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay.
Oh, also.
Oh, before we pop into.
Hilarious, my favorite line this chapter.
Okay, go.
Aviendha is talking about Nynaeve, about how she's over proud about some things, because we know Nynaeve is.
Yep.
And she says she's over proud as a Shido with one goat. It's one goat. You shouldn't be over proud about that.
That's Aiel humor.
That's a great joke.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, I want to put that on a t-shirt.
As proud as the Shido with one goat?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it on the back or the front of the Elaine for Mayor shirt? Or is that a different shirt?
On the front it says as proud as a Shido, and on the back it says with one goat.
Oh, and so the Elaine for Mayor shirt's a different shirt?
That's a pin.
Oh, it's a pin on
It's a pin on the shirt.
On the shirt.
How do you not get this?
Goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Pay attention, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Want to go now?
Yeah, now we can go.
Do you want to go to Tel'aran'rhiod?
Secret meeting, yeah.
Okay. So, Elaine is going to drink her wine that she knows is drugged. She's hesitant about drinking the drugged wine.
Because you just drank drugged wine.
And then drinks it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to sleep.
Yeah.
She pops up in Tel'aran'rhiod in the throne room of the palace. And we get a big description of this place.
Yep.
We've been here before.
Yep.
We've seen it before. We've actually had Elaine spied on by Demandred himself.
Yes, here.
In this place.
Yeah.
hiding behind a pillar.
Mm-hmm. That's the
How
best.
How big are these pillars?
Big. There's the support columns.
Huge.
They're the big ones.
People just hide behind them.
They're like the big ones that you see that support the big structure. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Love it.
Anyway, so that's funny.
It is. I mean, is it funny or is it like...
No, it's funny.
No.
If there's any humor to be found here,
there's a few good lines that we can pull out of this.
It's good. Okay. I had to skip a whole bunch of what happens here.
Sure.
Trying on different clothes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care about descriptions of your jewelry.
Skip
I
it.
don't care about you getting a mirror to look at yourself.
What you need to know is that Elaine and Nynaeve aren't the best at holding onto their images of clothes.
Well, they're also both there with Tel'aran'rhiod. Like, they can't get there themselves.
No, and some things are solid, like Nynaeve's Kai sign. Like, that's pretty solid, but
because she really wants to have that.
Yeah, and I get that. It's like, generally, though, they're not the best at Tel'aran'rhiod.
No.
But anyways, let's say, hey, don't talk about this when Egwene gets here, and then Egwene pops in and she's like, talk about what?
Yeah, it's comedic. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's like perfect timing.
It is. It's like the stage play.
Oh, yes.
I always think of these Tel'aran'rhiod visits as a stage play.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then we have Elaine on...
Elaine enters left.
Yes, exactly. On stage on her own. And then she's like, doing her own thing. Bit of positive self-talk. She's really self-conscious talking to all the ladies in stained glass who used to be queens. Another fun fact, Rand talked to these ladies when he was concerned Elaine was his cousin. And when he first met Dylan,
They give good advice, yeah.
Yeah. So she's self-conscious, whatever. Nynaeve gets there, and then... says the thing when Egwene gets here.
Yeah.
Let me do the talking about the thing. And then Egwene says, do the talking about what or whatever.
Yeah.
She's there.
But then Nynaeve doesn't do the talking because she's still got some sort of relationship with Egwene
Well,
that's weird.
I think the biggest thing that's happening between Nynaeve and Egwene right now is the fact that Egwene is the Amyrlin seat. And so that dynamic has shifted and Nynaeve doesn't know how to handle that.
Yes.
And that's, I think, the biggest thing.
Like, still, the power shift between the two.
Yes.
Anyways.
Yeah. And so Elaine tells Egwene basically everything.
Yeah. The fork root in the tea, the news about Elenia and Nain being disappeared now. They're out of custody. Search for spies. Fandine and the kinswoman. It's a whole recap.
It is.
The attack on Rand.
Yep. Which Egwene already knew about.
Yeah.
Which, how did Egwene know about that?
Good question. Mm-hmm. Good question. I mean, probably Dreamwalker stuff. Like a bunch of Aiel are there.
Meeting with...
I mean, it seems like that hasn't necessarily ended, the Dreamwalking stuff. So.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, it's just a thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then she ends it with saying, oh, I'm going to have a personal bodyguard.
Yeah. And Egwene is like, ooh, I would tell you to join me in Mirandy tomorrow.
Timestamp. There you go. Okay.
If the arrival of all the kinswomen didn't cause some kind of chaos among the sitters. And it would.
Yeah.
Oh, if it wouldn't cause...
I see what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I mean. So, Nynaeve says she thought Egwene had the hall under control now.
Yeah.
But Egwene is like, well, yeah, they do what I say in concerns to the war with Elaida. Yeah. Because that's the loophole law thing that Egwene did, in case you forgot. They have to listen for
war stuff.
And then we get a huge recap on all of that.
Yeah, the kin isn't part of the war stuff, but it is interesting that they're trying to stop accepting new novices.
No, that's not interesting.
Well, I mean, at first you're like, oh, why are they trying to stop new novices coming in? And it's not because, like, oh, we don't want to have more Aes Sedai. It's because the Aes Sedai don't want to teach. Because there's only like 16 or debatably 18 accepted who can do the teaching.
Teaching is under their station.
And now they don't want to teach. But it's like, guys, do your job.
I don't want to have to. We only have 16 accepted. And it's an accepted job to teach the novice classes.
But it's like, not necessarily.
And also, you're not even in the hall.
Come on, guys.
Teach.
Teach. Get more Aes Sedai. You're all worried about the number. You have that opportunity to rebuild the White Tower.
Do stuff together.
One person corner. It doesn't all have to be one-on-one teaching, guys. Yeah. Like, come on.
Anyway, they have so many. There's so many novices coming in because when we saw it before, there were tons. This is clearly where they're all coming in. Yeah. Right? So, because we saw them going to Tarval and they had like 1,000 or something crazy.
Yes, it was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so Egwene tells Nynaeve that there's a new novice here.
Yeah, this is actually kind of interesting.
That she wants Nynaeve to meet. Yep. And the issue is, when we saw Egwene last time, this is like in the future. from now.
Yes.
We saw her last time she was going to Tarvalin.
Yeah.
And there we learned of a novice who was almost a grandmother who was very, very strong.
Yeah.
Like almost as strong as Nynaeve.
Yeah.
And so I didn't realize at first, I thought Egwene was just sort of rubbing in Nynaeve's face that we met this grandmother who's as strong as you.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing. Which I think she actually might be doing because she seems shocked that Nynaeve has any recognition of this name.
I mean, it's weird because, like, if you've never mentioned this specific name before, then it'd be weird why you know the name, but we learn why she knows the name.
Yeah, but Egwene doesn't. Does she?
Egwene knows the grandmother's name. Yeah.
Doesn't know that Nynaeve knows the name.
No, she doesn't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, you confused me there.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
No,
okay.
it's fine.
Okay, so there's a grandmother named Sharina Malloy.
Yep.
And this is a big shock to Nynaeve. And Egwene is like, oh, do you know the name?
Yeah.
And Nynaeve starts saying, it might not be the same woman. It couldn't be. There was a Sharina Malloy during my test for accepted.
Yeah.
But I don't have to talk about that. It's the rule. It's the rule. I don't have to talk about my accepted test.
So do you remember that?
No, not even remotely.
Okay.
I've been trying, Kate, Brett, I have been trying so hard to remember in my off time from reading this.
Okay.
I've been trying to remember Nynaeve's accepted tests.
Okay.
And the first one, she's like running away from freaking Forsaken naked.
Yep.
And then in the last one, she's...
So the second one was she was in the Two Rivers, and there's like an evil person who's the wisdom, whatever.
Oh, is that her?
Poisoning kids
is
or
that
something.
Sharina Malloy?
No.
Oh.
Sharina is from the last accepted test. The last test she goes through.
When she is
the queen of
Queen
Malkier.
of Malkier.
So,
and she has children, and she's in a meadow of flowers.
Nailing it.
And
so,
it's like lovely and wonderful.
Yes, the Great Hunt, chapter 23.
Doesn't go back.
Yes, she's from there. So the testing. So during the third test, she's in Malkier.
I thought it must have to be the second test because
Nope.
I barely remembered it.
No, third. So she's in Malkier, and Hunky Lan rides up on his horse, and she's talking to him, and it's like, oh, you're beautiful, I love you. And she's like, this can't be, this isn't real, whatever. And he's like, haha, you're silly. Come, let's make out or whatever. So
come see the children. I think he actually says.
They have 3 children.
Yeah.
We get Merrick and Elnor as 2 of the children. We don't know the third child's name, but then something else and whatever. They talk for a bit. And then Nynaeve says, no, I have to go back. This isn't real. And Lan says, are you certain you're well? I think I'd better take you to Sharina Sadai. And then also there's a mention that Elnor, the daughter, is pestering Sharina about when she'll be old enough to go to the White Tower. So Sharina Sadai is like the Sharina that is the Aes Sedai in Malkier. That's like their advisor, possibly.
Okay.
And that's the only Sharina that's ever mentioned. So it has to be Sharina Malloy.
Okay.
That's the one, yeah.
Oh, I know.
You have to assume that her brain in that memory has more of a backstory, possibly,
obviously.
about who Sharina might be.
Yeah, because she's plunked in this place where she knows everything that's happening. Yeah,
exactly. Anyways, that's the Sharina.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a minute.
I feel like you need to go and reread The Wheel of Time. It's crazy. Anyways.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it. That's all you're going to get about that. Okay.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Huh. Well, because I knew that Nynaeve and Egwene's accepted tests were a little bit weird and different and were prophetic in a way. In my interpretation, I thought Egwene's was more prophetic than Nynaeve's was.
But I mean, Nynaeve is now nailing... She's got Lan as the husband. There's a potential to have kids in the future and have Hunky Lan.
Yeah, but we're not
with a nice
rebuilding. I guess we get we have had... Hey, listen.
Yeah. Hey, I'm listening. Whoa. You're pointing your finger at me pretty aggressively here.
We have had mention very offhandedly about the blight retreating.
Yes. If it retreats far enough, you could hypothetically...
reclaim Malkier.
And kill that sea monster in one of the lakes, but
if the blight retreats, the spooky blight monster won't be
Well, where's
there.
the sea monster gonna go from the lake? He's trapped. He becomes a pet.
He just dies.
Oh, that's rude. Okay, anyways.
That's also, fine. The blight worms are not there anymore either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Easy.
Okay.
All right, time to move on because there's more that we have to talk about this conversation.
Yeah.
because there's a whole thing about the oath rod, which has been a point of contention and a lot of discussion, because Elaine asks Egwene, have you thought further on the oath rod situation?
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Let's get back into what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So the whole thing was Egwene was originally saying, I want to abolish the three oaths.
Yes.
And she had a
I
conversation
remember,
with
yeah.
Swan about that. Mm-hmm. And then Swan went on this big whole...
It's what makes us Aes Sedai. I remember.
That's what separates us. That's what cuts us from the different, every other faction or whatever. So people know that if we are saying something, then we're not lying.
Blah, blah, blah.
Whatever.
Go ahead. Yeah, go on.
So Elaine asks her, hey, have you thought more about this? And now it seems originally Egwene was like, yeah, abolish the oaths. But now she says, no, absolutely not. That's what makes us Aes Sedai. Mm-hmm. And it seems like she has switched her opinion to that of Swan's, which is we are doing it. And she also says that, hey, the first day that I have the oath rod, I am doing the three oaths myself.
Yep.
So yeah, there we go. Nynaeve doesn't like that.
No, everything Egwene is saying here, I'm going to take with a touch of a grain of salt because we have to talk about Halima's massages.
Ooh, okay.
Which are, I don't know, implanting ideas.
Well,
perhaps.
You know who wouldn't want those oaths to be abolished? Are the Black Ajah.
Yeah.
Because the whole oath rod, taking the oaths, gives you the ageless face.
Yeah.
And if you don't do oaths anymore, then the Black Ajah can't do oaths, because then only the Black Ajah would have ageless faces. That's
my point. You're saying everything that I was going to say.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyways.
The point that Nynaeve wants to make, though, is the fact that clearly the oath rod stops people who can channel, women who can channel, from living as long as they should.
Yeah, it cuts their lifespan probably in half.
Maybe because it's for criminals.
Yeah, to cut their lifespan maybe in half.
Yes.
It's because Aes Sedai don't live over 300 usually,
and we
barely make it that far.
The kin are proof that the oldest kinswoman we know of is nearly 600.
Yes, that's the oldest of the old, but it's cutting their lifespans
and Elaine,
in half.
Crazy. She's like, well, I'm not exactly happy about the idea of cutting my life in half. Plus the kin.
What happens for people who
want to be Aes Sedai who are already over 300?
What do they just die? It's
no. Well, no.
Well, if you're
no.
Okay.
No,
just
no.
But a 600-year-old, and you take a bunch of. It's do you have 5 years left?
Probably.
Which
well,
no thanks.
No. Yeah, exactly. You have time to live still, but I think that it just speeds it up no matter what.
And I mean, the question is they don't know, so is it fair to make those people swear the oaths?
And Egwene says, whoa, I'm not making anybody do nothing.
Well, unless you want to be an Aes Sedai, then you better, or you're going to be punished under the full power of the tower.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You always have a choice.
Yeah.
There's a choice. Egwene specifically says, I'm not asking anybody to do anything, but if somebody wants to be an Aes Sedai, this is what makes us Aes Sedai, and they will swear, and anyone who refuses and still calls herself Aes Sedai will feel the full weight of Tower Justice, and that feels aimed directly in Nynaeve's face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't have to be, but if you don't want to take the oaths, that's cool, you don't have to. You can't call yourself Aes Sedai.
That's right.
And you know what Aes Sedai get.
Here's a cool option.
That sweet Tar Valon money.
Tar Valon money. Well, you also get a lot of... You get the,
What do you get?
You get
what do you
the
get?
name.
Yeah,
you get the, I don't know, fear from people in the community.
Yeah, I'd rather have the 300 years. But the money, do it for a couple years, bank some of that coin.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, here's the catch.
Okay.
If you want to retire from being an Aes Sedai and no longer call yourself that, here's a really interesting way we're going to connect the kin to the Aes Sedai.
But what if I don't want to retire into the stupid kin's rules?
No, that doesn't matter. Because you have to.
But I don't want to. I want to play by anybody's rules.
Okay, so you can retire, remove the oaths, and then go join the kin. But here's the thing. The kin are still bound to the tower in this way.
Yeah.
They still have their own rules. The knitting circle
as long as they know their place.
Yes. They're beneath the Amerlin and the Hall. And the kinswomen are below sisters.
Yeah. As long as you know your hierarchy, then it's cool.
But this is actually a super interesting way that Egwene has been able to incorporate these people who already exist.
Yeah.
And then also have a place 4 women who maybe don't do well in the tower.
Fair.
Who come there to
Not
become
strong
Aes Sedai,
enough.
they're not strong enough,
Yeah.
they fail their accepted test, whatever, instead of then just running away forever and never, because they can channel a little and probably, but they just couldn't handle the accepted test. So now they're part of the kin, which is still connected to the tower, which is,
That's the game plan.
it's not the worst.
It's not a terrible idea.
No, I always thought this idea was good.
Yeah, okay.
I always thought Egwene wanting everybody who can channel to be connected in some way. Maybe not like to the tower and the tower rules all. Like this whole Amyrlin seat, I'm the ruler of everybody and everything.
But it's like, what if I don't want to be if I don't want to be a part of your tower?
Yeah, no, that doesn't matter.
Where do I go?
That part doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So much to Egwene, the Amyrlin seat.
Right.
I feel like this has gone a touch higher.
Okay.
But everything she says, again, I'm saying with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Because of the next point.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Egwene, are your headaches still an issue? Hey, fuck you.
Okay, they're fine.
No, my massages are great.
Yeah.
They work wonders. Halima's excellent. Shut up, Nynaeve.
Don't ask me any more questions.
I couldn't sleep without her.
Oh man. Okay, so.
And then she trails off because.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Let's do this.
Okay, another stupid thing. So yes, there's somebody freaking listening, but it's not just somebody. It's somebody who looks like he could be Rand's uncle.
Because.
Is it Rand's uncle?
It's Rand's uncle. Who is it?
Is it Luke?
It's Luke. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Because Slayer could have been Lan's cousin.
Because it's Lan's cousin.
Because it's Lan's cousin.
Isam is literally Lan's cousin, and Luke is literally Rand's uncle.
Because this is exactly what I was thinking about in this moment was Luke and Slayer.
Yeah. Because Luke is the brother of Tigraine. Tigraine is Rand's mom.
This is a win.
His literal...
This is a win for me.
Okay. Did you get it?
No, that's what I just told you.
I just wanted, in the moment.
I said it out loud, right?
Okay.
I got it right.
Yeah.
It's Luke, Lord Luke.
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah. Because that's Tigraine's brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've gotten the description. That's him.
Oh, that was so long ago.
That's the guy.
I was worried because
the last
my
time
brain went to Luke and Slayer, and I was like, "Is this right?"
When was the last time we saw Luke?
Book 4.
Book 4. The end of Book 4.
That's right.
When Perrin shoots Isam in the chest
in
Tel'aran'rhiod.
And then
Luke busts out of his room, clutching his chest, and rides away. And that's the last time we've heard about him, sort of, offhandedly a few times. Mm-hmm. But we haven't, really seen him since then. Yeah, it's been, 5 books.
Okay, so he's here, spying. For
just
funsies.
hanging out.
And,
maybe wanting to be seen, because,
yeah.
Luke and Isam, kind of, same.
Yeah.
A little bit complicated.
Hiders, clearly.
But
when we had Lord Luke stomping around the Two Rivers, he wanted to be big shot.
But also
Lord
Isam
Luke.
was the guy in the dream world who seemed to be better at the dream world stuff.
We also had all the Trollocs shouting Isam's name when they were going to fight.
Yeah.
So, clearly connected to bad stuff.
Yep.
Okay,
so he's
I'm
watching.
going to tuck that away because there's not much I can do with that right now.
There's not a lot except that he's here watching.
I really thought you were going to tell me I was wrong. Honestly, I thought I was way off base.
Yeah, no, it's so funny because I could have been Rand's uncle and I say Rand's uncle.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So after they run after that guy,
Egwene teleports herself.
Yeah, she's.
And then Elaine does it sort of after.
Okay.
But Nynaeve doesn't. She hustles up.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
Then we hear some metallic click at the end of the other room.
And the door swinging shut, which is concerning because doors don't swing shut. They're either open or they're shut. So it's clearly someone else
closing a door.
Yeah.
Almost on purpose. It still feels like.
Or someone who doesn't know how Tel'aran'rhiod works very well.
Ah, okay.
And that's the point. And that's the hilarious part of what this Egwene's answer is.
And how many people are eavesdropping on us?
That's what makes Egwene's answer so funny, because Egwene says, whoever they are, they don't know Tel'aran'rhiod as well as we do.
And collective we, or just you, Egwene?
But even Egwene clearly is way overconfident in her Tel'aran'rhiod abilities, because there are not 2, because we only see 2, there are at least 3 people spying on her meeting right now.
Eyes watching us always.
You need to take a back seat in your Tel'aran'rhiod abilities here.
Well, that part, yeah.
You're being triple spied on.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
And she's like, ha, we're better at this than they are. Maybe.
Yeah, I know.
But anyways, we really don't have any indication on who this could be.
No.
And the only reason to say it could be someone who's not very good at it is because if you are letting the door swing shut, you would just, like, imagine it shut.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't need the door to be open or shut. So, like,
Okay.
it's fine. But someone else is listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all agree? We should get out of here.
Yeah. Oh,
but
man.
before we do...
Here's more information.
Let's share more important information
Yeah.
in this place instead of, like, having a secondary location.
Yeah.
This is something that in their meetings they should establish, right? Like, ooh, if we're meeting here, however, our secondary location should be, and then they could say something cryptic.
Yeah.
You know, or like go back to the Amerlin study, or they go, you know, wherever other places they've met.
There are options.
So if they all conflict there.
Yeah.
But no, let's stand here.
Yeah.
Oh, phew.
Egwene can shout into their actual dreams.
Yeah.
Be like, we're gonna meet here tonight. And that seems to be, like, private because it's your actual
dream.
non-Tel'aran'rhiod
There's a lot of things that could happen here.
Yeah.
Now, but Kate, we need to get going.
Yeah.
The stupid thing there is that they're stupid.
The Borderlander stuff is the next information.
Oh, the Borderlander stuff is next information, and we're going to share it here, standing here, because that guy ran away, and some other guy left, so there must be no one else.
That makes sense to me. Checks out.
Egwene is informed
Yep.
of the Brahamwood situation with all the Borderlanders.
Yeah, because Elaine's like, I'm pretty sure all the missing Borderlander people,
and
they're all
Egwene's like,
here.
ugh, that Rand always complicating
Terrible.
things.
It's like, why is this Rand's fault?
Well, it is.
Well, maybe.
No, it is. We know.
Do we know?
Tenobia is very upset with the Rand situation. They're all marching because of the Dragon Reborn situation.
okay.
They think he's in Caemlyn. But
yeah,
but
maybe.
I guess Elaine put her his banners down.
Well, they also don't want to be caught, so they're trying to be sneaky, but there's like thousands of them.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, but on the plus side, Elaine thinks that
Just
she
had
can
a good
use
idea.
she can use them to somehow
Light bulb.
Yeah, secure the Lime Throne, which is like, how are you going to use them to secure the Lime Throne?
I can't wait to see Elaine's plan.
It's a new army for Elaine.
I sure hope so, honestly.
Yeah, really?
Yep.
Be like, hey, come work for me for a week.
Yes. Although, no.
That's foreign
no,
armies.
No, that's foreign armies.
Now you're yes.
No.
Okay,
not that one.
Don't do foreign armies.
Don't do foreign armies, but somehow.
Yeah. What's the alternative?
I don't know.
Oh, there's a foreign army over there.
Elaine has a plan.
Perfect. I love it. Okay.
I can't wait to see what it is.
Okay.
Let's take a quick break before we perspective change.
Yes.
And then we'll come on back.
All right.
Okay, we're back.
Yep.
I had some time to digest some of the information shared. That was a big deal. That mostly that Nynaeve thing.
Yeah. I like these
I
good
actually
stuff
thought
happening.
to myself that I should go back and read Nynaeve's accepted test.
Okay.
And then I never did, and I figured you would share it with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, huh?
Okay.
How about that?
Let's get into the perspective
Are
change
we in
here.
book 9?
Yeah, we are.
What's happening?
I know.
9 already, hey?
There's a lot of books left still.
Yeah, right? And 9 feels far. 9 feels obscure. You know, when I used to be like, I don't know, book 9 or something.
Yeah, now it's book 9. You're like, what's going on?
No one knows.
Wait, we have the rest of this book, and we have 5 more books still. Like, we got time. We're good.
Yeah, but when you say something happened in book 2,
crazy.
From now,
Yeah.
that was 7 books ago.
Yeah.
Time.
Let's get into Asni.
Asni.
Is that? I don't know.
Yeah, that's how they say it. Yeah, Asni. Okay, so she is an original.
Yes.
13 Black Ajah sister to leave the tower.
She is. And we've seen her basically twice. We saw her mentioned in The Shadow Rising at the Panarch's Palace in Tenchiko. And we saw her in Fires of Heaven when Moghedien was giving out like orders to everybody about what's going on next.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But we didn't know the specifics at that time of her.
She's just there.
But she was given orders with Chesmo, who is also here now.
I remember Chesmo. Chesmo is the yellow who's a healer who can also kill people with her healing.
Yeah, because healing is very close to killing, which is, accurate. So
don't
Anyways.
just try it out like I had originally suggested.
Fair.
Don't do it.
All right.
Okay, Asni's here. She's currently doing some terrible embroidery.
Yeah, she's bad at it.
Because she doesn't want to have conversation with Chesmo.
Because
she's sitting in a room here with Chesmo.
The conversation is as bad, if not worse, than her embroidery.
Doing terrible embroidery.
Yeah.
Okay, she thinks that it's been months since Moghedien vanished, and I just have to say...
Yeah.
in this audiobook, Mogadine.
I know.
Just right now in this chapter, it was Mogadine.
I know. It's like I feel like half the books are Mogadine, and then it reverts to like Mogedian.
Yeah.
I'm a firm Mogedian.
I'm on Mogedian.
Okay.
But Mogadine also.
I know. It's
also,
it's
it
tough.
works. It works.
It does.
I'm gonna stick to a good old Mogi.
Mogi. That's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah. So Mogi's gone.
Yep.
It's been months, and Asni has had to put up with all sorts of stories from Chesmal bragging about how she saved the Black Ajah.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to do a quick summary here because her stories are actually very interesting.
Are they?
Well, we've been trying to figure out what's happened in the White Tower since the Aiel War. We've gotten tidbits and hints about what the Black Ajah is doing, what Ishamael is doing.
Is that what we've been doing?
I've been trying to...
We've been trying to figure out? Really?
I've been trying to tell you...
That's something we've been doing?
I know. I've been like, okay, here's the timeline. The Amyrlin Seat timeline of events.
You're going to break that down for me here?
Here we go, real quick.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Let's
go.
The Aiel War happened 20 years ago. Rand is born on Dragonmount. Tamra Ospenya is the Amyrlin Seat at that time. Shortly afterwards, she is murdered, and Chesmal talks about her part in putting Tamra Ospenya to the question. And we know that the head of the Black Ajah at that time was a woman named Jarna Malari who murdered Tamra. So the Black Ajah murdered the Amyrlin Seat, who was Amyrlin when Rand was born.
Okay.
Then we learned that Jarna Malari, the head of the Black Ajah, started something
You're doing quotes, but you're not telling people you're doing quotes.
She quoted, she started something that didn't end for another 2 years after the death of another Amyrlin. Okay, so Jarna started something right after Rand was born that didn't end for 2 years. Before we talk about the death of the second Amyrlin, let's talk about what Jarna started.
Okay, was that vileness?
So, we have heard about what happened 20 years ago. We know Toveen, the Red, who was exiled and then brought back and then just got captured by Logan.
That's right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. She was exiled because of it, but she, the Red, who's also a terrible person, thought that what they did was necessary. And we also have Cadsuin referencing some vileness that happened right after the Aiel War. And Pavara, the one who's searching for the Black Ajah right now, was convinced that the Black Ajah existed because of the 2 Amyrlins who died in the short time frame, and a whole lot of Aes Sedai also got murdered during that time too.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
And the implication was that the Black Ajah had a hand in it, and Pavara doesn't like Black Ajah because her entire family got murdered by them. Anyways, then Ishamael pops up.
No, her whole family got murdered by Dark Friends.
Okay.
But
by
yeah,
Dark
okay.
Then Ishamael pops up, and he kills Jarna, the head of the Black Ajah, because he learned that she started something. So Ishamael didn't like what the head of the Black Ajah started.
When did we learn that?
And then she put...
No, hold on. When did we learn that Ishamael did that?
In Alviarin's perspective a little while ago, because that's when Alviarin got put in as the new head of the Black Ajah.
Okay.
Ishamael didn't like what the Black Ajah head was doing.
Go on.
And now Alviarin is the new head.
I trust you that we already learned that.
Yes, you should. You should trust me about what we know.
Okay.
Now, Chesmal also mentions that she induced the Reds to murder the second Amyrlin. The Amyrlin after Tamra was Tel'aran'rhiod. That was the second Amyrlin. And Chesmal says she induced the Reds to murder that Amyrlin. Not the Black Ajah, but the Black Ajah induced them to. And before Sieran could arrest her. That's the entire thing.
I'm going to need some visuals.
Okay.
My eyes are starting to cross with names.
Second, the first one got murdered by the Black Ajah. The second one got murdered by the Reds.
Okay.
But we have Alviarin, who wonders if Elaida had a hand in the murder of the second Amyrlin. Because Alviarin, who's the head of the Black Ajah, thinks the Black Ajah didn't murder her. But here we have Chesmal, who's Black Ajah,
who said,
saying,
yeah, we did.
I pushed the Reds to do it.
I see, okay.
And then we have a third Amyrlin who is raised and then dies shortly afterwards. We don't know anything about that. And then Swan Sanche gets raised as the new Amyrlin, the fourth.
Okay.
So that's the timeline of what's happened with Amyrlins and the Black Ajah.
Okay. Thanks for that.
There you go.
There you go.
I think it's a pretty good summary.
I can't wait to listen back to everything you just said.
Yes.
And maybe take it in.
Okay. It's like on the record now, so if I ever have to talk about it again, I can reference
Note it. Here it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Esne and Chesmol are here, avoiding talking. Then the door opens.
Yeah.
They embrace the power just in case. But it's another Black Ajah sister, Eldrith.
Yeah.
Who's a brown and spacey. Because why wouldn't browns be super spacey?
That's their thing.
That's their thing.
Yeah.
Esne demands to know where she's been. And Eldrith is like, I was just hanging out. I was just in Camelin. I lost track of time.
Crazy.
I had some delicious dinner.
Yeah.
But nobody recognized me. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's important because we learn here that they're in Camelin.
They're in Camelin.
Which is, like, bad.
Which I figured.
Okay.
Yeah. I figured everybody would just be like...
I guess so. Why not?
On their way. Yeah.
Why not? This is the place to be.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Chesmol is not very happy with this answer. Apparently she was supposed to be back by the afternoon, but now it's halfway through the night. And then we get this bit of a story about, like, Eldrith's warder, Kennett,
Yeah,
who
so
found her.
something
And
happened
then,
beforehand, which is why... Okay.
Basically,
Yeah.
if I read this right,
Yeah.
this is just a little bit of the story of the pathway that these Black Ajah, this group, has taken from where they were in, like, Gildan or something.
Well, we were also in Samara.
In Samara. Where's Samara?
Samara is when the girls were there.
With the circus?
Yeah, well, there's the entire thing about Samara. Yeah.
Which is, like, basically around Gildan, around over there.
Yeah,
And then so we get this big whole thing about, like, why they left when they left and why they didn't leave and whatever. And it basically has to do with Eldrith's warder.
I think this is actually crazy confirmation because this is confirmation for us that a Black Ajah sister can have a non-dark friend warder.
Yeah.
So Kennett is not a dark friend and Eldrith is a Black Ajah and he is on a mission to kill her.
Yeah.
Because he knows that she's at least a murderer, and he's pretty sure that she's Black Ajah, so his entire mission is, I'm going to kill you, even though I know that killing my own Aes Sedai is going to basically, it's a suicide mission for me, because I'm going to die afterwards.
Yeah.
But he's like,
and
it's
Eldrith
crazy, though.
Isn't willing to face the consequences of killing him.
Yeah.
And having a dead warder.
And she won't let anybody else do it either.
Yeah.
But like that's
so they
kind of
have
crazy.
to run away from him.
And it's kind of crazy that that's a thing that a warder, and like what a terrible situation for the warder.
Well, yeah, and that makes me wonder, probably she wasn't a dark friend when they were bonded together.
Yeah. Well, and maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
how would
she
you
didn't
know?
recognize that would be
or
an
like
issue, or if she became Black Ajah
afterwards, like who knows?
Yeah.
But like poor warder to be bonded to this literally evil,
and she like let her mask slip.
Yeah,
it was a whole thing.
Which
okay.
is also like suspect because they had to hunker down because of the prophet and all that, and then she like let it slip. Maybe it was an accident, maybe it wasn't.
I don't know.
Because she wants to run away. So, but anyways, it's a whole thing.
Okay, so now Asni asks Eldrith if she learned anything, but apparently no, except for the pepper sauce isn't as good as it used to be.
Yeah. The last time you were here, 100 years ago, I don't know.
Yeah, 50, I think it was. But then the door opens again, and Tamila, or Tamail, however you want to say it, she comes in. Now, this is a name I recognize.
Yeah, these are all the original 13.
But Tamaila, or Tamail.
Tamila, yeah. Tamail.
Did you look up when we last saw her?
No.
I feel like it was recently. I feel like we've seen Tamila most recent than all of these people.
Yeah, she is one of the most... so she was in Crown of Swords with Thalion.
Okay.
So Tamila was with Thalion, and then she was here instead of Ispan, and that was when they killed that... I think it was a kinswoman, possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Okay, because she's really good at torture.
Yeah,
or she really
she was like a part of that.
Torture.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I thought I've seen her name most recently from this
She's
group.
like the most common of all these ones that we've
I
seen.
was like, and I actually thought back to that basement killing.
Yeah.
Which, it makes sense, because then we get back to that basement killing. But I thought maybe Tamila was there, but no, she's not, wasn't there. With the David Hanlon and the Thalion business? No, but that's Lady Cheyenne, not Tamila.
Yeah, Tamila was referenced because Thalion wanted to have Tamila instead of Ispan because Tamila is better at like getting information. We saw Tamila in the Shadow Rising in the Panarch's Palace again. And during the whole Leandrin incident with Moghedien, Tamila specifically doesn't help Leandrin. attack Moghedian. So, and then she's ordered to torture Liandrin. So
Okay, all right.
it's
that's
a whole.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
that's
got
the
it.
basic.
Okay, got it. Now, at this point, with Tamila coming in, she has been in Tel'aran'rhiod and has a Ter'angreal for it. But we know that this group, when they left the tower, had a bunch of Dreamworld Ter'angreal.
Yeah.
That's how they were luring the girls to Tyr.
Yes, yeah.
Right? And so they still have these and they're using them. Or apparently, though, they're not supposed to be because there's a good chance...
They agreed not to.
They agreed not to because Nynaeve wounded Moghedian probably in Tel'aran'rhiod, and if Nynaeve is capable of wounding a Chosen there, what chance do we have? So you're not supposed to go.
Yeah. That's like their whole deal. It's like, don't go because Nynaeve's probably going to kick our butts.
Yes.
If we run into
her there.
But anyways.
Now, Tamila apparently doesn't care. She's like, whatever, I'm going to stay hidden. Doesn't matter. But she says, you were right that Elaine would come here and right that Nynaeve would come with her. They're both together in the palace.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's a bunch of Wilders in the palace, which Tamila doesn't care about and is like, whatever, Wilders suck.
Yeah.
I don't care about
only
them.
Only the 3 sisters are going to be the trouble.
Right.
Because there's only 3 actual Aes Sedai
I see.
in her mind.
Okay. And then... she's like, whatever, we can take Nynaeve and maybe Elaine.
Yeah, because their whole thing is, again, Nynaeve...
Moghedian wanted Nynaeve.
So if they can capture Nynaeve, and maybe they can, give her to a Chosen and reclaim some of their status.
Yes.
Because they're
clearly
nervous
failed
about
all their
times.
failures. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so they're trying to, win back some, good races of the Chosen, but they're just going to capture... The plan is capture Nynaeve, maybe take Elaine... but mostly Nynaeve, and then pawn her off, and then we're good.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Tamila mentions that in Tel'aran'rhiod there were others spying on the girls too, which we already know.
Yeah.
And then she says, one, a man let himself be seen.
Yeah.
And 2, there was someone else she couldn't see.
So she was the third one.
So she was the third one spying on the girls.
Yeah.
And then Azzy thinks about her 4 warders who are slowly getting closer to her.
Yes.
And she let the bond slip there.
They don't seem to know that one of them is a dark friend. The other 3 are not dark friends. And it seems like they don't know that she's a dark friend. They're just her warders.
Right, okay.
But she's staying ahead of them.
All right.
But she wants them nearby. It's nice to have some fighting men.
That's right. And then, most importantly...
Yeah.
She thinks if worse comes to worst, she can always reveal the long fluted rod that Moghedian didn't hide as well as she thought she did.
Yeah, it's the return of the Balefire fire hose.
Oh, is that what this is?
That's what this is.
Okay.
So
I thought maybe another freaking swearing oath rod.
Yeah, no,
because we got that there are tons.
We did.
Right?
So the long fluted rod is the Balefire fire hose.
Is it? Okay.
It is, because we also saw when Moghedian was giving out orders, I think it was Liandrin who mentioned, hey, worst case scenario, we can use the Balefire Ter'angreal to, kill the Chosen. So
do we remember who it was who was using it?
Yeah, it was Jean or something. Jean Kaid.
Oh, yeah.
Who used the Balefire in
TSR. No one we care about. Okay, yeah. Okay.
But she didn't die from that.
No.
So
there's a whole thing.
But it popped back up, and it is here, and they can use it if they need to. So that's good.
That's good.
Good to have on hand. Yep.
Cool. Okay.
All right. Is it going to be used again?
Probably.
Ah,
oh yeah, we're not getting mention of that without it being brought up again.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's the end of this perspective.
Yes.
So we get a little glimpse into what's happening over there.
Yeah.
Not much.
No, but...
we're spying. They're learning some things, but are they really capable of doing much?
I mean, they're in Camelin to cause trouble.
They're still thinking that Moghedian is who they...
Yeah, are reporting to, and she's...
Their information is outdated, and they're in not a great place.
They could get, roped into another plan. It's possible. We'll see.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Or, eventually Moghedian will go back, but under the guise of Moradin and whatever.
Yeah.
But whatever for them. Perspective change.
Yeah, here we go.
Are we ready?
The good one.
This is pretty good. So we're into Millie Skane.
Yep.
Slash.
Yep.
the Lady Cheyenne.
Who is now more so the Lady Cheyenne
Oh,
than anything
100%
else.
of the time she's Lady Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Okay. We get a bit of a story on where she is
Why
and
she's
how
the-
she got
Why she's the Lady Cheyenne
how
now.
she got to the place she is.
Yeah.
She murdered a lord and his only daughter
Yeah.
of the manor house she's currently living in. She murdered a merchant to take over some inheritance.
Yeah. It seems like she murdered the lord to get the identity, and then the merchant to get the manor house, I think.
Okay, whatever.
No, it's not
I
really
don't
that
care at
important,
all.
yeah.
Nope, she's got all her bases
She murdered
covered.
people to get her stuff.
There
And
she is.
that's who she is.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
So, we have Cheyenne here, we have Falion here, and then Marilyn Germolfin.
Gemolfin? She's, again, one of the original 13.
Who likes cats.
Yes,
I'll never
that's the
forget
one.
Gemolfin likes cats.
Gemolfin
That's
likes
I
cats.
don't know why I've made that
Yeah.
connection.
So
but
anyways, Falion is the servant because she is currently shielded.
So we're going to rewind.
Yeah.
We're going to head back to a creepy murder basement where Jacob Carradine is
Yes.
being murdered.
Falion, not
and
dead.
Falion
Yeah.
is also in the table.
Yeah.
Not dead.
Not dead.
I don't remember what my prediction
You
was.
said not dead.
Did I say not dead?
You did,
Good
yeah.
for me. Good for me.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Because
saying
there's a
not
lot of
dead.
speculation like,
Because I was
oh,
like, oh, she's Aes Sedai. She
Yeah.
can be useful.
she's shielded right
and
now.
she said there was
can be
another
useful.
one too, right? Yeah, which is Marilyn Germolfin. It's not Gur.
No.
I like it better when there's a Gur. I think it's
Yeah.
funnier. It's a funnier name.
That's fine. Yeah, well, Marilyn has an issue because Lady
Say Gemolfin.
Gemolfin, she is basically ordering an Aes Sedai, and Marilyn being an Aes Sedai
Is
doesn't
like, oh,
non-Aes
no,
Sedai.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like Lady Cheyenne can't channel, so she should naturally
Not be ordering.
Well, she should be
Falion
lower
around.
on the hierarchy.
Yeah.
But she's not here. But we know that, Dark Friends don't
Yeah.
play that game.
Yeah. Okay. Also, just in case anyone forgot, and I remembered, and I love remembering things and telling people I remembered them.
Okay.
Falion is the one who was in Abu Dar
Yeah.
with that whole attack with the Grey Man.
Yes.
And Ispan was
The Golem.
Golam. What did I say?
Grey Man.
Yeah.
Different.
See, I remember it. I'm just
I know.
saying the wrong things.
I know, she escaped.
She escaped. Ispan did not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although Ispan had her own escape
If death is an escape. Anyways, okay.
with Buffy the Vampire.
Horrible
escape.
murder.
I remember.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But this is Falion.
Yes.
She's here as some servant pretending that she loves her situation
Yeah.
because she doesn't want a more terrible one.
Yeah, well, Marilyn's like, hey, you shouldn't do this, but Lady Cheyenne's like, well, Morden told me that this is her punishment, so hey, Falion, do you want me to talk to Morden and be like, hey, can I get a new job assignment? And then Falion's like, no thanks, we're good.
Yeah.
Because no, obviously not.
Yes. And then Cheyenne says when she can channel again, she won't have to be a maid all the time because she currently has
The shield.
a shield that will fade over time.
Yeah. After a certain X amount of time of punishment, whatever.
We'll
Okay.
see.
So there we go.
So then Marilyn Germolfin,
Okay.
I love it. I
fine.
don't give a
it's
shit.
fine.
That's
it's
her
fine.
name now.
Yeah.
She says, listen, I'll offer you my assistance, but I'm not going into the royal palace. There's too many sisters. They're stuffed with wilders. Everyone would know I was there the second I walked in.
Yeah. Yeah, which is fair.
And then Cheyenne, Lady Cheyenne,
Yep.
doesn't like being told that she won't do something.
Yes, because like, hey, whatever I tell you to do, you got to do it. So.
Let me remind you of the hierarchy here.
Yeah, she is. They're not 100%, but like she's sure that Morden is way above Moghedien.
Yeah.
And if Moghedien is giving Marilyn orders,
It's from Moradin.
and I gotta talk about Lady Cheyenne getting orders directly from Morden. That's some pretty good status, it seems.
Yeah.
You gotta be like pretty high up.
She's doing a pretty good job.
Morden's nameless.
Yeah.
So like it's like right from the second from the top.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Yeah, there you
She's
go.
doing good.
If getting orders from like
Yeah.
if that's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. So we get it. There's too many women in the palace. However,
Yeah.
Germolfin
Yeah.
has a contact
Yes.
in the palace, and that is concerning.
It is, but it also kind of checks out because we know there's a spy. There's a dark.
Well, there's
friend.
lots of spies. However,
Yeah.
the Black Ajah who killed or assisted in killing.
Oh, so you think it's a Black Ajah who is?
No.
No, that's what I heard.
Okay.
Okay.
Rewind. The person
Sure.
who was responsible for killing, they think it's a Black Ajah.
Yes.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily believe
You don't.
that.
And here...
Unless now we're thinking, but a novice wouldn't be considered a Black Ajah.
No.
And so...
But here's the thing.
It couldn't be...
We know it's probably a dark
what I
friend.
think could be right.
Okay.
But also, there could be another Black Ajah.
I want to correct some terminology that's being, talked about in this chapter, because Lady Cheyenne is saying, oh, so there is a Black Ajah sister in the palace from what it sounds like, because she would have to be Aes Sedai, not just a dark friend, to do what Lady Cheyenne wants.
Right. But the fact that...
But does it have to be an Aes Sedai, or can it just be a channeler?
Yeah.
That's the question. And if it's just it needs to be a channeler,
exactly,
then your suspicion about the kinswomen turned novices
because what
still checks out.
Germolfin says is, I have a contact in the palace.
Yeah, she doesn't say, I have a Black Ajah. I don't have a
unreliable narrator
it is.
Of Lady Cheyenne who thinks, oh, good Black Ajah.
Who is it? Who is it?
Okay, and then the door opens.
Yes! Oh man, this is such a good reveal.
David Hanlon's waiting outside. He gets let in. And just to reiterate the bad guy that he is, and the kind of sleazy guy, he grabs Falion's butt, and she can't do anything about it.
Part of her punishment.
Oh, yes it is. And Cheyenne is like, hey, how'd it go? And he's like, exactly as I planned it, of course. And he throws back his cloak to show the golden knots of rank on his red coat, and he says, you're speaking to the captain of the Queen's bodyguard.
Okay, so is this the moment?
Drop. Yeah, you want to know the word I said out loud?
Yes, I do. Are you, okay.
I said, nice.
Ah!
And not, and then I went, ooh. Oh. And I corrected myself. Oh. And I went, not nice for Elaine. This is a bad situation, but super nice for the plot. And
you said all that. Correct yourself.
Oh yeah. Well, because...
Sorry, Elaine. This
was a really long chapter, and I wasn't quite done reading the whole chapter before we were going to record.
Yeah.
And so I was listening to the last half of the chapter in the car.
Oh, man.
And it got revealed on the audiobook, so then I talked out loud to the audiobook.
That's fair.
I went, nice. And then I went, oh no!
Oh no! Mellar is actually David Hanlon.
Exactly.
It's so good.
It's so
I love
good.
I love it.
And it is.
Then you have to replay the entire assassination attempt. It's like, okay, so this is literally like a plot.
That's why I really liked re-listening to the whole thing and really getting a sense of what was going on, and then that guy kind of hesitating before he goes to Elaine, and you get that whole thing. But in this moment, I was like, ooh, that's terrible for Elaine. But this is so good.
It's great.
It's so great.
Because, oh, man.
It makes things so much juicier and so much more interesting and so much better.
Yeah.
And I love that.
We need, Min to pop in and be like, yo, he's evil.
That guy's a bad guy.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
I've seen that guy.
Ooh, which could happen soon.
How could that happen?
Because we have Rand flitting all over the place.
Not to come and visit Elaine.
Maybe.
You think that's a stop that they're going to make?
Yeah.
And they're going to run into...
But I don't think they'll run in.
Okay.
I don't know. I just would like that. So I'm going to put it out there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, why not?
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't wait to keep reading. Next chapter, though. Next episode.
Okay.
I mean to say.
We're doing one chapter.
One.
Yeah, and then we're doing one chapter. So for the next 2 episodes, 1 chapter each.
Yeah.
And then we're back to 2 chapters each.
That's right. All right, and now I'm very excited to read on.
For sure.
We are on a very good cliffhanger. I can't wait. And I'm also kind of interested to see what else is happening in the world.
Sure. Okay.
And I know we're only reading 1 chapter, but it's a longer one, so maybe we'll get some perspective switches. I don't know.
All right.
I'm into it. We're into the book. You told me things were going to start to happen. Things are starting to happen.
All right.
Here we are.
It's a good book. It's a good book.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So before you are spied on and then continue to just talk about super important things while you're probably still being spied on, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
All right, that'll do it for us tonight. But thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited by Dani, produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Felt, Mozyme, Moltude, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jonathan Reese, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Margaret, Charlie Haz, and Adam, with music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you're interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else, and at the time of this recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. You can find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. Plus, find us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Wheel Weaves Podcast. And as always, be sure to give us a 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping other people find us. And be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.